Hello students, we are going to continue with the chapter Money and Credit. In the last videos, we have discussed about the money as a medium of exchange, modern forms of money, barter system, double coincidence of bonds, currency, deposits with banks, loan activities of banks, two different conditions or situations. One was of Salim, one was of Swapna, and terms of credit. Now in this video we are going to continue with the topic formal sector credit in India. There are two sectors of credit in India, one is formal and one is informal. First we will discuss about the formal sector. First we will discuss about the formal sector, and what you have to do, you have to open your book with this video. When the credit or loan is taken from banks or cooperatives, it is called formal sector loan. What is there that when the credit or loan is taken from banks or cooperatives, it is known as a formal sector loan. The Reserve Bank of India supervises the functioning. What is there? The Reserve Bank of India supervises the functioning of formal sources of loan. Who supervises? RBI. Who is the governor of RBI? I told you in the last videos. RBI, the Reserve Bank of India, supervises the functioning of the formal sources of loan. And what is there? Periodically, bank have to submit information to RBI on how much they are lending and to whom and at what interest rate etc. they are lending to the person. What is there? They cannot give the loan at their own wish. For instance, we have seen that the banks maintain a minimum cash balance out of the deposits they receive. Means they are keeping CRR, cash reserve ratio. For what they are keeping that CRR? To do the payment of the withdrawal, and rest of the money they are giving, they are lending as a loan. The RBI monitors the banks in actually maintaining the cash balance. Similarly, the RBI sees the banks give loans not just to profit making businesses and trader but also to small cultivators, small scale industries, to small borrowers etc. It is not there that banks will give only profit to the person, those who will give the more profit. So periodically banks have to submit information to the RBI on how much they are lending to whom and what at what interest rate. This is the important point. What? Periodically banks have to submit information to RBI on how much they are lending and to whom and at what interest rates etc. There is no organization which supervises the credit activity of the lenders in the informal sector. What is there? RBI is there to supervises the work, whether the cooperatives are there, whosoever is there. But in the informal sector, nobody is there to supervise the credit activities. What is there in formal sector? The interest rate is fixed. The interest rate is less or fixed. But in informal, what is there? But what is in informal sector? That there is no organization that supervises the credit activities of the lenders in the informal sector. They can lend at whatever interest rate they wish so. Means they can give the money for the productive purpose as well as non-unproductive purpose at whatever interest rate they wish so. There is no one to stop them for using unfair means to get their money back. Unfair means they can beat, they can occupy their place, those who are not able to repay the loan in informal sector. Compared to the formal lender, most of the informal lenders charges a much higher rate of interest on loans. Thus, the cost to the borrower of informal loans is much higher. Right? Higher cost of borrowing means a larger part of the earning of the borrower is used to repay the loan. Suppose I have taken the loan from the money lender. They are informal. Who are the informal? Money lender, friends, relatives, right? Or financiers. What they are doing, they are charging very high rate of interest, and what is the result of that? Whatever I will earn, I'll pay that in the for the interest. Hence, borrowers have less income left for themselves, as we saw for the Shyamal in Sonpur, or in the condition of Swapna. In certain cases, the high interest rate for borrowing can mean that the amount to be repaid is greater than the income of the borrower. Sometimes they have to give the amount that is more than the income of the borrower. This could lead to increasing the debt. It means they comes under the debt trap. Right? People also might wish to start an enterprise by borrowing, may not do so because of the high cost of borrowing. People want to start their businesses, but they are not willing to borrow the money because of the high cost of borrowing. Right? For this reason, banks and cooperative societies need to lend more. This would lead to higher incomes, and many people could then earn more cheaply for a variety of needs. Means, how we can improve the situation, how the government can improve the situation. Government can improve the situation by that banks and cooperative societies need to lend more and more money, and easily. This would lead to higher incomes. Higher income means whatever they will earn, very less amount will go for the interest if they will take loan from the formal sector, and much of the amount is safe with them. They could grow crops, do business, set up small scale industries, etc. They could set up new industries for trade in goods. Cheap and affordable credit is crucial for the country's development. What is there? Cheap and affordable credit is crucial for the country's development. Right. So, what is there next? Formal and informal credit. Who gets what? Graph 2 shows the importance of formal and informal source of credit. Where is graph 2? Here. This is graph 2. The people are divided into 4 groups. These are the 4 groups. Number 1, poor households. Number 1, households with few assets, well-off households, and rich household. What is there in that? Blue. That blue is percent of loans taken from the informal sector. We can see that here 85% people that are poor, they are taking loan from the informal sector. And only 15% poor household, they are taking loan from the formal sector. Means 85% people are poor. Those who are poor, they are paying a very high rate of interest because they are taking the loan from the informal sector. And household with a few assets, 53% they are taking the loan from the informal, and 47% they are taking from the formal. As they become well off, 72% people they are taking from the formal sector, and 28% they are taking from the informal sector. And rich people they are simply taking the loan from the banks and the cooperatives. Vijay Mallya, Nirav Modi, and many more, they can easily take loan from the banks, and only 10% people are there those who can take loan from those who are taking loan from the informal sector. I think so it is clear to you that who gets what, formal and informal credit. That 85% poor household they are taking the loan from the money lenders or the informal sources. Reason, what are the reasons? Reasons are that they are illiterate, they are not able to fulfill the documentation, and they need money for the productive or unproductive purpose too. And what is there, that informal sector like money lender, friends, relatives, if a person is taking loan from the informal from the friends, relatives, or the money lender, what they are doing, they are giving the loan for the unproductive purposes like making house and for marriages, for marriage purpose. But what is there, in formal sector they are giving loan for the productive purpose, right? This is there who gets what. Next thing is there, most loans from informal lenders carry a very high rate of interest and do little to increase the income of the borrower. Thus it is necessary that banks and cooperative increase their lending, particularly in the rural areas, so that their dependence on the informal source of credit reduces. Secondly, while formal sector loans need to expand, it also necessary that everyone receives these loans. Simply rules are there in India, but the implementation of these rules are not so proper, because the person who is in need, they are not able to get the loan. Simply, I have took the loan from the bank of 15 lakh and I am well educated, but it took 6 months to get that loan passed from the bank. Yes, 6 months it took to get that loan passed from the bank. So if an illiterate person is there, how he or she will be managed to get the loan from the bank? At present, it is richer household who receive more formal credit, whereas the poor have to depend on the informal sources. Simply we can see in the present time too that present government has remit the loans of about 16,000 crore rupees loans. I think you have seen in the news. It is important that formal credit is distributed more equally so that the poor can benefit from the cheaper loan. Yes, it is important for the formal sector to distribute more equally. Don't be impartial. Don't be partial. Be impartial. Right, so that poor can also benefit from the cheaper loans, so that they can take the loans from the formal sectors like banks and the cooperatives. Now next is the self-help groups for the poor. Self-help group, like it is clear by the name, self-help group. These people are helping to themselves. Right, in the previous section we have seen that poor households are still dependent on formal sources of credit. Why is it so? Banks are not present everywhere in rural India. Even when they are present, getting a loan from bank is much more difficult than taking a loan from the informal source, because there is no need of documentation in the informal sources. If a person wants to take the loan from the money lender, he can simply take the loan from the money lender on the basis of their relationship. But banks need documentation. Banks need documentation. So taking a loan from the or getting a loan from the bank is much more much more difficult than taking a loan from the informal sources. As we saw for Megha, like these pages are given, that yellow and colored pages, it is there in your book. Bank loans require proper documents and collateral. Absence of collateral is one of the major reasons which prevents the poor from getting a bank loan. There is no collateral, there is absence of collateral with the poor people. I think collateral is clear to you, the things that the person is keeping for as a security, right? So taking loan from the bank, it is not easier for the poor people because of the absence of collateral. So what they did, informal lenders such as money lender on the other hand know the borrower personally. I told you they are giving the loan for the productive purpose or unproductive purpose on the basis of their relationship, that they know that they are knowing to each other, they are giving loan, right? So that's why poor people are taking loan from the informal sectors. So we are talking about self-help groups. So what the people did, people made their own group. What the people did, people made their own groups. What is there in the SHG? SHGs consist of certain members who pool their savings and constitute a fund which is further used for loans and advances. What is there? That people are saving their money. People are saving their money. The idea of SHG is to organize rural poor. In particular women, into small self-help group and pool means collect their savings. A typical SHG has 15 to 20 members. A typical SHG has 15 to 20 members, usually belonging to one neighborhood, who meet and save regularly. Saving per member varies from 25 to rupees 100 or more, depending on the ability of the people to save per day. Yes, per day. Members can take small loan from the group itself to meet their needs. Means suppose 20 members are there, they are saving 25 rupee each day. So what is there? 25 multiply 20. Suppose 20 members are there in the group, 500 rupee, right? They deposit 500 rupee in a day, and in a month they deposit 15,000. Like this, they can take the loan from the group. So the group also charges the interest rate on these loans, but it is very less than what the money lender charges and what the bank charges. After a year or two, if the group is regular in saving, it become eligible for availing loan from the bank. So loan is sanctioned in the name of the group, and it meant to create self-employment opportunities for the members. Right, what is there? SHG is mainly for women. Neighborhood members are there. Typical SHG 15 to 20 members are there. They are saving money from 25 to 100 rupee per day. SHG is becoming popular because they help borrowers to overcome the problems of lack of collateral. What is there? The poor people are not able to take the loan from the banks. They are not able to take the loan from the bank because of the absence of collateral. So they are going to informal sources. But now SHG, what they are doing, they are helping to the members of their own group. They are giving loans to the members of their own group, not to other, right? For instance, small loans are provided to the members of for releasing mortgage land, for meeting working capital needs, buying seeds, fertilizers, raw material like bamboo and cloth. These things are there. So next you have to read at your own. Next thing you have to read at your own. SHG means self help group. And now what are the benefits of SHGs? The SHG help borrower to overcome the problem of lack of collateral. Again, the SHG help borrowers to overcome the problem of lack of collateral. They can get timely loans for a variety of purposes. Number 2, they can get timely loans for a variety of purposes. Number 3, SHGs are building blocks of the rural poor. They help women to become financially self-dependent. They help women to become financially self-dependent. And regular meetings help them to discuss social issues like health, nutrition, domestic violence, etc. And here these Grameen Bank of Bangladesh, these all things you have to read at your own. Here our chapter is over. Here our chapter is over. What we have read in this chapter? Money and credit, mainly medium of exchange, money as medium of exchange, barter system, double coincidence of bonds, and loan activities of bank, as well as terms of credit, factors, formal sectors and informal sectors of credit in India, and self-help groups for the poor. So please read this chapter very carefully, right? And if facing any problem, then please contact me or message me. Don't keep the problems with you. And please watch the last videos too, so that those who have not seen, so that you can get the chapter easily. I think so you people are getting whatever I am sending to you, whatever videos I am sending, whatever notes I am sending to you. I think you people are getting that. If facing any problem, then please tell me or message me. Give me the comments, right? Send me the comment in my on my WhatsApp number that you people are getting or not getting. If getting, then fine. If not getting, then also please tell me so that I can improve. Right? So here is our chapter over. Stay home, be safe, and be healthy. Thank you. Thank you very much.